All right, welcome everybody. Aesop Grimm here, and this is the beginning of our second Chronicle playing the tutorial of Endless Space 2. I am not teaching, I am not giving a tutorial, I am playing the tutorial. And this is Chronicle number 2, so it's going to go faster than Chronicle number 1 did. We're going to kind of give abridged versions of reading through the tooltips and stuff like that, because we should all be on the same page. One thing I want to give a heads up on, like just now, I redid the noise profile on my audio filters, and that's because where I'm at, it's pretty hot, and I have multiple fans going in my room. And I've noticed in recent playthroughs that sometimes my mic is picking up the whine of the one of those fans' motors. So I redid my profile to capture that sound and try to suppress that particular frequency. The reason I'm letting you know about that is that if you hear my voice break up or kind of skip, it's because I need to redo that sound profile, because it's squelching my voice, it's clipping me out. But in the brief tests that I did, that doesn't seem to be happening. So hopefully all it did was get rid of the motor whine. Okay, let's go ahead and start the countdown timer. We're going to come up here to New Game and select Beginner, and we'll let the cutscene play through. I'll mute Mike, and we have a tone-setting cutscene to watch.
Under the visionary leadership of Emperor Zelovis, we have become a proud and powerful nation. It is time to rise up, grasp our future, and seek our destiny among the stars. Imagine the future that we can build. We shall construct great fleets, send them out to make great discoveries, and through their conquests, secure our place in this rich galaxy. We will discover new sciences and new life. We will greet new peoples and turn them into new patriots. Together, we shall leave our mark on history. For together, we can become anything our hearts desire. Whatever the cost, whatever the effort, let us not shy away from the greatness that is our birthright.
Well, this looks like a happy place to live, huh?
It is a time of great peace and prosperity for the Empire. Usurpers have been vanquished, disagreements resolved, wars ended. The Empire is truly united. Now is the time for your great nation to forge a path to the stars, to bring your great civilization to other worlds, to impress upon any other races you discover that your way is the best way.
Alrighty then. Well, that gives you a snapshot of who we are. So we'll hit done. And we got Giga Lattice. This resource is found in the form of liquid metal lattices that are created under the gigapascals of pressure of gas planets. Its rarity and value bring prestige and power to the nation that controls it. So we'll get +2 influence per population on I think on the system that the Giga Lattice is in. And it is preferred by the, is it Yusho? It's the militaristic population within our empire. So we got that. And we gained super spuds, highly modified tubers that provide a near indestructible food source, perfected by the endless scientist Vaderhun? Vadarhun. plus 15% ship buyout reduction on system, and plus 15% construction buyout reduction on system. So we might be able to buy some constructions on our home system because we have super spuds there. More readily be able to buy. We'll get that discount, as well as with ships. Okay, so we'll hit done there. All right, up here, welcome to Endless Space 2. In order to ease your transition into the seat of Imperial power, some of the usual starting conditions, including unique faction traits, have been temporarily disabled. Once you have gained a better understanding of the game fundamentals, these features will be re-enabled. The Endless Galaxy is rich with opportunities, but also dangers. In order to survive this universe, you will need to build a mighty civilization that can conquer powerful foes. Your tale begins here, in the middle of the galaxy, in your home star system of Ducey. And we're going to take a look at that right now. And here's Raya, our home world. Long ago, Ducey was colonized by the United Empire's star-faring forebears when they settled on Raya. Today it is the beating heart of the Empire's ambitions, but it can be made even stronger. To strengthen, you must master the production and exploitation of several resources. Only colonized planets' resources can be used. 5 key resources are critical. This is called FIDSI. It's a concept that's used in Amplitude games, and it stands for Food, Industry, Dust, Science, and Influence. Their production turn on any colonized planet scales with the size of the population living on that planet. Raya has a population of 3, so its base production is multiplied by 3. And then they're going to tell you that if you look at these numbers and you do the math according to the formula they just gave you, you're going to come up with a higher number. And why is that? And it's going to be because of system improvements. So in this system, somewhere in here, it'll tell us what system improvements we have. We have a colony base and a galactic headquarters. And you can see what the effects are there. 40 dust, 10 science, and 5 influence. 50 approval, 35 food, 25 industry, 2 influence, and 10% agriculture to population, plus 10%. All of these are pluses. So that's why the numbers don't add up. And that's what these are for. System improvements help amplify all of this production. And it does it for the whole system. Okay, so moving on. System improvements will play a vital role in your empire's development, as they will help enhance the strengths and minimize the weaknesses of a system. In systems, industry production can never be stored, so you should always have something under construction. Otherwise, the industry resource for that turn will disappear 1 turn later. Like most interface elements, remember that you can get more details by hovering over each construction, and also note that the system improvements can only be built once in each system. And then they're telling you drone networks is a pretty safe one to go with. Construction at the top of the queue will use your system industry production turn after turn until it is built. This way, several turns might be required depending on the industry cost of your queued construction. So if I add drone networks, we see it'll take 5 turns. If I follow it up, and let's look at what drone networks does. Operating independent of terrain, weather, and transportation infrastructure, squadrons of drones can deliver materials across a planet in a fraction of the time required by traditional methods, whether they are sowing seeds or supplying raw materials. So it's going to grant plus 10 agriculture and plus 10 industry on the entire system. And if I follow that up with xeno-industrial infrastructure, which is a better understanding of alien biospheres and alien workers' permits the development of industrial projects that take these into account. By adapting tools, sites, and processes to local environments, large projects become much more efficient. And this is going to grant plus 10 industry. Let's start with the middle one, per planet. So Raya is a planet, so it'll gain plus 10 industry. But Raya is also both fertile and temperate. You can see that up here, fertile and temperate, as indicated by these icons. You want to learn these. And so it will also get plus 10 industry for being fertile and another plus 10 for being temperate. So altogether, this planet from this technology will gain plus 30 industry. And if we add that to the queue, you can see that both of these technologies will be finished in 12 turns. All right, click end turn when you're ready. We are ready. Okay. As with the other exploited resources, some food is produced every turn. Like industry, it cannot be stockpiled and is immediately used. Naturally, the first use of food is feeding the existing system population. Any excess food is then automatically put towards the system's population growth. As you can see, the population count will not increase for a few more turns. This is encouraging you to have as much of a food supplement as you can. Supplement? Surplus. As much of a food surplus. So don't just stop in your food technology because you're like, oh, I have more than enough. The more you have, the more it's going to feed your population growth. So you can kind of never have enough. It will always be going towards something. I had to plug my phone in. All right, moving on. Maybe you already noticed that different population types live in this system. Yeah, we have two population types. We have the Imperials. There are many paths for these humanoids, though they tend to prefer economic and military development. And this is our primary population. You can see that the ratio is 2 to 1. They are industrialists, politically speaking. And they have a plus 50 chance to increment. I guess that's a chance for pop growth. Effects are plus 1 influence. And then we have the Yusho, aggressive and martial. The Yushos are known for their willingness to defend their honor and their allies, and they grant plus 30. That's defense forces, defense manpower, plus 30 defense manpower capacity on sterile planets. This reflects their maybe austere form of life. There's another word for that, and it starts with an A, but I can't remember what the word is, but it means to it's a lifestyle that embraces the bare essentials and wants to simplify. Maybe austere, is it austere? Wants to embrace the simple life and go without luxuries. So that's why they have a plus 30 defense force capacity on sterile, I think. And then there's a plus 20 defense capacity in general. So sterile planets would get plus 50. They are militarist politically, of course. And yeah, their effects are all on defense force, and they prefer the Giga Lattice. Okay. Moving on. Around the system population count is the circular population growth gauge. When this fills up, a new unit of population will be added to the system. So this is a visual representation of this right here. It's telling us it'll take 8 turns. The number of turns before this happens is shown by the turn counter to the right of the gauge. More excess food equals faster population growth. Note also the population type that will be created is shown by the icon above the turn counter. So I am going to put in a heavy agricultural emphasis, which in turn is probably going to crank up the ecologist political faction. While we're here, also notice the system's science production. It is pooled across the whole empire and used to research new technologies. Open the newly accessible technology screen to learn how to research some game-changing tech. All right. What this is going to, well, let's just read it. Your empire may have found the secrets of voyaging between the stars, but without further scientific discoveries, your civilization will surely stagnate. Science production must be used to research new tech to solve problems old and new. The tech tree is split into 4 quadrants: economy and trade, military, empire development, and science and exploration. Each quadrant is split into stages. Access to higher stages is granted by researching a sufficient number of technologies from the previous stage of the corresponding quadrant. So right here we have legacy tech. This is stuff that our empire learned a while ago. It comes in already knowing it. As such, that means that this row right here on all of these quadrants, this is stage 1. This is stage 2. This is stage 3, and this is stage 4. And to progress to these various stages, you have to research a prerequisite number of technologies in the stage preceding it. So that's what that's talking about. The science cost of all technologies automatically increases for each new technology that you research. In addition, researching higher stage technologies also costs more science. Different technologies can enable very different effects. Some will grant unique one-off capabilities or empire-wide bonuses, while others will give system improvements or ship designs that need to be built in system. And so it's telling us that we can come in here and we can look at a tech, and then we can look at the corresponding things that it grants us to get more information on that. Food and industry related technologies are usually a sensible strategy to begin with, to begin using your science on. You can recognize the elements related to these key resources thanks to a color code, which they've been showing us the whole time. Industry is orange, food is green, science is blue, military is red. Select a technology to research. Several technologies are currently suggested, and because I'm going to emphasize food growth, we're going to go with this one. Planetary landscaping, a tentpole description of a range of horticultural technologies that together become much greater than the sum of their parts. Germline manipulation, programmed seed dispersal, and artificial pheromone manufacture are the basis of an incredible tech that can transform whole continents. And it's going to give us access to the intensive cultivation building as well as the sustainable farms building. Now, the intensive cultivation building, if you notice there, where it says grants, it says it's a unique improvement. And in parentheses there, it says can only be built once per empire. So what is that? It is work on accelerated evolution of crops combined with genetic modification radically improves food output while increasing pest resistance. So we're going to get plus 25 food per system level. So all of your systems have this sort of tech level. It's a system level 1 or a system level 2, system level 3. So every level that you advance to, you'll get another plus 25 agriculture. And then plus 3, or I should say food. And then plus 3 food on original empire population. Well, I think we have 2 original empire populations, but I'm not positive. It could just be the Imperials. But I think we have 2 originals. Political impact, ecologists are going to love it. And over here, sustainable farms. Advances in soil biology have opened the gate to new low-impact farming methods that reduce the need for water, fertilizer, and sunlight. In addition, crops will be able to grow in extremes of temperatures and soil quality. So the way this is going to work, if you look at the bonuses, is you're going to get plus 5 per planet. So right away, if it's a planet, you're getting plus 5 food if you have the sustainable farms. But then, if in addition to that, if it's a hot planet, you're going to get another plus 5. And if it's a cold planet, you're going to get another plus 5. And so that's going to be plus 10 overall for those 2 planet types. That's what sustainable farms will do for you. I take it that this is probably not the most agreeable kind of food. It's not luxury food. That's for the more Terran type planets, right? That's why they don't get another plus 5 like the cold and hot planets do. The cold and hot planets are the ones utilizing sustainable farms. This is stuff built to keep you alive, not make you happy necessarily. All right, so the selected technology will take a fixed number of turns to be researched depending on your empire-wide science production. Note that several technologies can be queued. End your turn when you're ready. So we'll pick that. It's going to take 5 turns. Planetary landscaping. We'll back out of here, and we will end turn. The endless galaxy is a rich one, and as your empire explores the stars, the chance of coming across unusual places and happenings where your attention is needed is great. In the quests and events screen, the quest log keeps track of all these quests. So here we have our first quest, Prologue to the stars. The Empire is ready to expand into the galaxy and bring its mighty civilization to new worlds, maybe even new patriots. The first starship yards have just finished building their inaugural vessels, and now is the time to send them out into the waiting cosmos. The Empire must bring its civilization to the stars. It is our destiny. Once we obtain this objective, which is discover and colonize another star system by bringing a colonizer ship to a system that harbors a colonizable planet, we will receive our first hero, Dmitry Alenko, a counselor of the Industrialist Party, if you look at that panel to the left. Okay, so we'll hit done with that. They want us to right-click to step back through the menus. And the Imperial fleet is only 2 vessels strong at present, but this number will grow. Note that fleets from any one empire will always be stacked at the same place when they are orbiting the same system. Click on the new fleets, okay? Each fleet is presently composed of a single ship alone. The settler ship enables colonization of uncolonized star systems, while the patrol ship is designed for rapid reconnaissance of the galaxy. Note that the fleets will always be visually represented by the strongest ship within their number. Click on the fleets to examine their composition and hover the mouse over the revealed ship to get a more detailed tooltip. We know about that, and he's going to explain some of this stuff to us. All fleets share a number of attributes that determine their effectiveness and which can be improved by researching new technologies or utilizing better ship design. Command points determine how big a fleet can be, each ship requiring a certain number of command points. Movement points determine how far the fleet can move along star lanes in a single turn. For a fleet with several ships, this will be determined by the ship with the least movement points. Health represents the sum of the health of every ship in the fleet. Okay, now it's time to strike out from your home system to discover a habitable planet to colonize. For now, galactic travel for fleets is limited to star lanes. Keep in mind that fleets cannot be modified or even redirected while traveling. They must research the destination system before they can be issued new commands. So which way will you go? Several star lanes lead away from your home system, each leading into the unknown. Your explorations begin here. Select a fleet, preferably the one with a patrol ship, and right-click on a star lane to start exploring. Then end your turn when you're ready. Okay, patrol fleet, and we're going to go up this star lane right here. Then we're going to end turn, like it asked us to. Okay, did you notice that, like for your star systems, your fleets can see a certain distance across the galaxy? Beyond this, the crystalline sea hides mysteries, areas you have yet to discover. Note that other empires' fleets will only be visible if they are within range of vision. Alright, now it's up to you to decide when to end your turns. As a guide, you should always remember to check your fleets, your system constructions, and your technology queue. Idle empires do not conquer the galaxy. Keep up the good work. Okay, so we'll move forward again with our exploration vessel. And we have a system here. Primus 1 is a huge atoll, and it's colonizable. Primus 2 is a medium desert, inhospitable for the moment. Primus 3, large desert, inhospitable. Primus 4, large gas, warm, inhospitable. And Primus 5, medium savanna, inhospitable. As I understand it, and I mentioned this in the last playthrough too, but as I understand it, you have a limit as to how many systems you can colonize before you start suffering a lot of, I guess, penalties. I think they're penalties and approval rating. And so because of that, and I think our limit is 5 systems, because of that, you want to be very discreet and you want to show some discretion in which systems you choose to colonize. So here we have 5 planets. None of them are smaller than medium. That's awesome. We definitely want to colonize this system. So we are going to come down here and grab our colonizer ship, tell it to start going on its way. Okay. We have 3 turns left for science and 9 turns left for system productions, so we will end turn. And we're kind of now at this point in sort of a loop. Let's enter into the system. The galaxy holds many secrets, weird physics, strange life forms, relics of the endless. Starting an expedition to search systems curiosities can lead to great riches. Such action will use one of your fleet probes. Also, you will notice that some curiosities require more advanced tech to be searched. All right, so what it wants us to do is to look right here and then click these anomalies, and we will launch a probe. We have 2 probes. And we got deciduous trees, which mutated trees likely crafted by the Endless that filter dust. Deposit effects on planet, +2 dust per population and +1 approval per population. Excellent. Did you notice that Explorer vessels come equipped with automated probes? No? Then let me explain. One of the uses of automated probes is to help you discover the galaxy. From the Explorer's fleet action pane, select the launch probe action and then send your mechanical emissary off into the unknown. By choosing a direction away from known star lanes, you might even be able to find a new constellation. Okay, so we're going to send one off in this direction. Congratulations, your empire, through innocent or underhanded means, has acquired some luxury resources. Learn how they can transform your fortunes by opening the economy screen. Nobody knows why certain miraculous specimens appear in the galaxy in some places and not others, but what is certain is that luxury resources can change empires. With up to 16 unique specimens able to exist in the galaxy, they are automatically exploited from your planets that have revealed luxury deposits. Other means of acquiring them include exploring curiosities, completing quests, diplomatic exchanges, and buying on the marketplace. Luxury resources can be used for many things, most notably upgrading your star systems. In order to start such system development projects, Stage 3 of the Economy and Trade Quadrant of the Tech Tree must be reached. So most all of this, I've read all this before, but I don't know about you guys, but for me, repetition is how I learn. Repetition. It drills it into my brain. So I'm going through a little bit quicker than I did in the previous playthrough because I would have to sit and think about some things sometimes. But I am still reading everything, so that's just an explanation for why I'm still reading everything. All right, so we got the deciduous trees. We have a probe moving out. We can continue on with our exploration, or I guess queue it. We can move up here. We have 2 turns left on planetary landscaping, and we're down to 8 turns over here. Ship designs for the settler and patrol ships are now present in the construction list. Similarly to system improvements, ship designs can be added to the construction queue to build more ships. Ship designs always begin with a choice of ship hull. More ship hulls, including ones dedicated to warfare, can be unlocked via the tech tree. To see or edit your current ship design, click on the military screen. On this screen, you'll learn more about fleet, manpower, and battles. We'll click it, but we can't really edit anything yet. But we'll read what he has to say. Let's turn to military matters. Here in the military status screen, you can keep track of your Empire manpower. This can be thought of as your military reserves that are used to crew your fleets and defend your systems. Empire manpower is drawn from your system's population growth until it reaches its maximum value. And that's right here. We have 375 right now. Secondly, the fleets list enables you to track the status, composition, and upkeep of all your fleets in your empire. Click on a fleet to reveal the individual ships in that fleet. Note that you can double-click on a fleet to locate it on the map. In addition, the military status screen is where you can create new ship designs and edit existing ones based on the available ship hulls. All your existing ship designs are listed here and in the list of constructions available for production in your systems. More ship designs can be unlocked by research via the text screen. Notice that this screen is accessible using the F5 shortcut. Okay, excellent. And I think we've done everything that we need to do on this, so we can end turn. And drone networks is finished, and now we're moving on to Xeno-industrial infrastructure. Let's move our explorer vessel first. You discovered the planet Auriga. This garden planet was used as a biological laboratory by the Concrete Endless, with myriad experiments run on both native and alien life forms. Wow. A site of major conflict during the Dust Wars, the environment degraded and the surface of the planet was eventually covered in ice. While there are rumors and expeditions that claim to have uncovered miraculous ruins and the vestiges of great empires, today Auriga is an icy tomb. Okay. So we'll look at this system. Leo 1 is a tiny lava. Leo 2 is a large ash. Leo 3, a small savanna planet, inhospitable. Auriga is a unique planet, and it's a tiny ice planet. So outside of Auriga, I don't know if this is a place I would want to colonize. It has only one large planet. Everything else is small or tiny. Yeah, I don't know. I don't think so. So we'll get there on the next turn. Our colony ship can enter into this system. Looks like your fleet can start colonizing a planet in this system. Use the colonize fleet action if you want to start colonizing. We do. So this one right here, the huge atoll. And we get a pretty, for as simple as it is, I think it's a very neat and compelling cutscene. It has an emotional impact, you know. It enmeshes you in the story. I think it's well done. All right, well done. With an outpost established, migrants will begin to arrive on your new world from your empire in the form of automated civilian ships that you cannot control. Once enough of your people have arrived to form a single population unit, the outpost will become a colony and the system will be yours. Be wary, though. Another empire may set up a competing outpost. Use outpost actions to incite faster migration rates and make sure you're the first to establish a colony. So you have actions available. It's better over here. Gain a growth bonus from the outposts of your opponents in this system. So we don't have any opponents right now, but absorbs 10 food each turn from opponents' outposts. Or merchants and money. Who can ignore the lure of dust? Boost the outpost growth based on its dust value. And the effects would be plus 100% food growth, but it costs 150 dust. Over here, the cost would be 50 manpower. And then freehold fanfare. By marketing the possibility to start over with space resources and healthy subsidies, you can double the migration rate from the planet that provides colonists. Plus 100% agriculture or food sent to outpost, and it costs 75 influence. Alright, well, we will colonize in 24 turns, and I'm not in an appreciable hurry. We don't have any competitors here. Alrighty then. We will click the intern button in the next episode, and that's when we will also gain planetary landscaping. So let's go ahead and save it. Hello, and welcome to Aesop Grimm's Chronicles, where the emphasis is on immersion and storytelling. While some games contain mature themes or language, you can expect clean commentary from me as a narrator. Additionally, I will provide a content summary in the intro video for each chronicled series, so no one is blindsided or surprised. Let's play a story.